Hello, everybody. Tdawgsmitty here. Today we're gonna talk about uh, Call of Duty again, and I have one section of the video that I disagree with, and this is a message to Activision. So let's get going.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I actually can't believe that I'm going to say this or make this video, but it's another day, another rant, and I really was thinking about this over the past weekend, and honestly, this is a bit shocking for me, and honestly, you're going to see where I'm going with this by the end of the video. And I'm probably going to bring up a game or two that you either have not played in a long time, you either hate it, or you're just kind of indifferent to. You don't really care. But you got to let me cook here and let me explain my thought process with everything. And you'll see how I tie it into Call of Duty very soon. But I've kind of been looking around the gaming landscape here lately and just been looking at other games because we all know right now Call of Duty in terms of player base is lower, and the overall interest and fatigue of the game has definitely hit a point. I mean, I'm thinking maybe to the IW era, but honestly, if I'm being truthful, I feel like this might be the lowest point we've ever experienced as a Call of Duty fan, a creator. Hey, good time to create Call of Duty content, guys. I really made it.
And the problem here is, it's not the customer's fault. It's really Activision's fault. Interesting ad system here. Cool. Caught me off guard. Okay. Anyway, so what I'm saying here is Call of Duty has been dying for many years now. Okay. So we went through 3-4 years of downward spirals. Okay. It started with Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, I think, I forgot. Infinite Warfare. So Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and then Infinity Ward. Okay? So, and then the fourth one is probably Black Ops 4. I forgot how the order went, but that's it. 4 futuristic games in a row. So that's what contributed to the Call of Duty fatigue. But the franchise got reinvigorated with Modern Warfare 2019. And that launch, it was successful. But that is banking on the nostalgia bait. I don't know what you call it, but on the basis of nostalgia. So they did a great job with Modern Warfare in 2019 for the most part, except there were some issues with the game, and throughout the lifespan of Modern Warfare 2019, feedback for went on deaf ears. There you go. Fell on deaf ears. So that's what happened. And they were forced to change the game after a lot of feedback and a lot of backlash. The red dots is a big one. And it went from there to Modern Warfare 2, 2022. And that game was soulless. So they went back to back new Call of Duty games from here on out. So the first time it was Black Ops Cold War and Vanguard. And then after that is Modern Warfare 2 2022. And then from there, Modern Warfare 2, 2002, 22, and then Modern Warfare 3, 2023. And then the fatigue went a little higher when Black Ops 6 was revealed. A lot of people gave Black Ops 6 a chance, and they fumbled on that too. So from there, Black Ops 7 was revealed. The fatigue went higher and higher and higher and higher. And at this point, I don't think you can fault customers on this. No, you can't. So let's go.
There, but anyway, so I've been looking around, and there's obviously been 2 games in the last week that have just been absolutely crushing it. One of these I kind of just caught up with because I haven't been paying too close attention to it lately, but let me bring these 2 games up to you now, and it's Fortnite and it's Arc Raiders. Now, before you click off the video, trust me, I'm going to explain my thought process here. If you're like me, you haven't played Fortnite in a very long time. Some of you maybe never even played this game, but I was a massive fan when it was first coming out, 2017. I remember downloading this game. I don't even know why I did it. I was in the era of, like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, it was the first person.
I'm not a big fan of Fortnite, but I know what it did to the Battle Royale genre. Fortnite was a offshoot of another game. Okay? So at that point of time, there were battle royales that focused on zombies and the open world aspect of the games at that point. So Fortnite was banking on that. So instead of zombies, you were going against other players, and that particular King of the Hill name nomenclature was changing to Battle Royale. So they popularized that genre now. So I mean, I'm not gonna knock it because the target demographic for the game, from what I've seen on YouTube and other platforms, it's the kids. Great marketing strategy, by the way. And then in the years that passed by, the updates revolutionized the way developers update their games. So Fortnite headlined the idea of ongoing stories inside the Battle Royale game. Something that I think that Call of Duty has not been able to do. They got it right in the first 2 updates, the first 2 big updates. And then from there, it just went like... So that's my opinion on Fortnite. I know it's a big game, but it just doesn't appeal to me. That third-person shooter vibe. Okay, so I'm not opposed to third-person shooters or third-person action games. I'm not opposed to that. But for me, the controls of Fortnite felt like it's not for me. It's not my style. And then even if you do put it in first person mode, which they eventually do, the ceiling for the game is so high that you would need to be at least close to ninja level to be a streamer on YouTube or Twitch. And that's when competitive gaming got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it bled into other games. And I have a separate story from that, but I'll just keep it at that for now.
Person to download this, but I downloaded it very early. I think just because it was free to play, it was colorful, it was like this new mechanic of building, and absolutely fell in love with it. Like
I'm not opposed to colorful graphics. I'm not opposed to that, but it's not my style. It's just not. If you want my style of action games or something like that, go look at Devil May Cry 5. Okay? There I have a second channel and there's gameplay of it down there in the description. So go.
I played Fortnite super heavy from 2017 to probably till Warzone came out. And just absolutely loved it. And I really checked out of that world. Didn't really like how the game became all about collabs, and didn't really like the new seasons, how they changed certain things, and it became kind of like a Roblox clone with, if you go to the main menu, you just see like a bunch of games. And again, it's just not for me at this point in time. But I saw that their recent update kind of blew a lot of expectations out of the water. It kind of was reminiscent of an old school Fortnite update. And if you didn't play back then, they were just crushing it. The updates were great. It was new content. There was a story behind everything. And I know it sounds crazy because it is a battle royale, but there was so many things. The cube and
yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The Fortnite Battle Royale game, there's a story inside the actual game. And a lot of people, a lot of game developers are pretty jealous of the way Fortnite did it. But they put the story inside Fortnite, whether it's in your face or indirectly in the world building. That's what he's talking about, the world building. And then even if the story is in your face, as in there's cinematics or there's like a certain type of enemy to defeat in the game, or there's an object in the game that has a story inside of it. It's like this one update that I played, okay? So they reset Fortnite. And in that reset, it brought Galactus into the game. And you can play an entire level into the game. Another great update was, and I didn't play it, but I saw streamers play it. But in that level, in that update, you start from the beginning, like on the bottom, okay, and you have to go up. And it was like a typical video game level, and it challenges you to jump from platform to platform, parkour to parkour, to do this, to do that. It was awesome. But it's because of the creativity of the developers. They were thinking outside of the box a lot of the times. And that's what a lot of developers feel jealous of that. They want to do something like that. They want that creativity in their game. But you can't force it in the other games. I'll talk about this
knowledge.
later.
I just don't really have anywhere to talk about it with, but hopefully it will help today. So I saw that it was, I think it was chapter 7, and let's start off by this, man. It was chapter 6, and then it was chapter 7. How they did that, where it was the 6-7 meme, is crazy, and their chapters changed from 6 to 7. I don't know how they managed to do that. They just always seem to understand the culture. But what they did with this update was introduce so many new things. It almost feels like every time Fortnite comes out with a new season, they somehow introduce something new. I don't understand it. This game has now been out for 8 years. I guess coming up on 9, because it came out in 2017, at least the Battle Royale version. And this past chapter that just came out, I think Friday or something, introduced self-revive. So like, just like Warzone has, when you go down, if you have this, I think, attached or something, it takes a couple seconds and then you self-revive and then you're good to go. It has like a self-revived car where your teammates can like throw you into the car and it will revive you as you drive away. And then they introduce ragdoll physics. So like when you go down, you're like spinning, or you can like spin. I don't know if that makes any sense. There'll be a visual cue on the screen. But it's just like another way to get away from the action and get away from the fight. And it's just unique, fun, and they're always trying to innovate. And then obviously there's one more thing that I don't think has been put into the game yet, but it's been pretty much leaked, that Fortnite's going to be getting a gulag, just like Warzone, and you're going to go into this, I guess, area where you gulag another person, and then this time it's not a gunfight, it's rock, paper, scissors, best of 3. So I don't know how that's going to work or what the style is of that is, but I just think it's like fun, and I love that they're doing it. Now, the funny thing with this is, the person, where it's going to tie into Call of Duty here is very soon. The person that is in charge of this whole Battle Royale scene now is a developer named Ted Timmons. Shout out to Ted. I actually met him at COD Next, and the reason that I met him at COD Next is because he was a Warzone developer. So he was developing and I guess leading Warzone when it was like the MW3 era, the new one, when they had to redo all of what MW2 caused, and really was a decent era of Call of Duty, or in Warzone era, and multiplayer as well, because he was like trying to innovate and do things and recover and kind of get this ship back to where it was back in MW19. And I think that that's funny how he then left Call of Duty, I think about a year ago now, went to Fortnite, and is...
He's talking about the infighting between two developers, Raven, I think it's Tdawg, Raven, and Infinity Ward. Those three were fighting over the vision of 2 games at that point of time. So the first time it was Black Ops Cold War, which is the first release, and then Vanguard. It hit it crescendo to a head, like the fighting went from here to here, like they were fighting and they can't get over the... That's what he's talking about though. Modern Warfare 3 2023, that game was in development by Sledgehammer Games, and Infinity Ward reversed a lot of the stuff that they wanted to do, and once Sledgehammer found out, they went in there and reversed what they did, and then there was like fighting, and then Infinity Ward went to Activision and told them to do this and this and that. So there was a lot of infighting in all studios. That's what he's talking about here. So even if that developer wanted to get innovation into Call of Duty, what ends up happening is that higher ups says, "Hey, stop doing that. Stop doing this. Stop doing that." And then it stifles creativity. That's what he's talking about.
Come in there and just cooked, done a bunch of stuff, done, it seems like they've just allowed him to kind of have some creative freedom and go, hey man, what do we need? What do we need for a refresh here?
Epic Games was very, very keen on getting the game to be refreshed, and they allowed the developer to go cook, get in there and develop a great design. We want you to be fresh ideas here. We're not gonna stifle you. We're not gonna push you down there. We're gonna tell you, hey, if you want to be creative, go do it. I commend Epic Games for that. Great job. Great job.
And he's brought a lot of Warzone things into Fortnite, and it's probably going to make it a better experience. Now, another thing, what I mentioned with Arc Raiders here is, this is a very small thing, okay? It's a very small thing, but I saw the roadmap. I don't play a lot of Arc Raiders. I get the popularity. I get what's going on. I did play it on the second channel, Tdawg 2. Had a good time. I don't see myself going into the game every single day, extracting, blah, 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 blah. Extraction shooters just solely, they really aren't for me. So I can see why people love it, and that's a great thing. That really has something to do with this video, but the part of the Arc Raiders content map that I saw was that they were going to introduce snow on the map. Okay? Snow on the map during December. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, unless you're maybe living in California, but it makes sense to somebody who lives in Maryland. Wow, it's cold outside. The map's gonna have snow on it. It makes it feel like you're immersion. The immersion of the game feels like what's going on outside. And I just feel like that's such a small thing, but it's such a massive thing, a big thing. Because I wrote down in my notes here, I think we've been asking for a snow map from Warzone since Warzone came out.
Here's the problem. They don't have the time or space to put it into Warzone itself, because they did this for multiplayer matches. So why why can't they just move it to Warzone and do that there too? So that's what he's saying here.
And what happened with Warzone? 2025, the Warzone's been a thing for 5 years now. We are getting some snow on Rebirth Island, but it's in Season 2, not in Season 1. Now, Season 1 comes out in a couple days. Season 2, what's that going to be? February? March, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Was it 90 days or something like that? I don't mean to be mean, but maybe I am being a little mean. I don't think anybody's going to care in March that we get a snow rebirth. How long is it going to be snow for? A month?
Two problems here. Sales are down. And number two, the COD cycle ends in January, February. So you have two problems wrapped into one bow at the same time. Sales are down. It's December right now. The game is $35 now. I'm talking about Black Ops 7, okay? It shouldn't be $35 at this point of time. No. Cannot. No. The time to drop the price of the game would have been at probably January or February, but they do it less and earlier because they need sales to go in December so that they can talk about the sales in March. Because the quarterly call is between January and March. Some companies do it in January, at the end of January, or the beginning of February. Some companies do it in March. Activision does it in March, April, somewhere there. And that's usually when new games are announced. But in recent years, the game reveals has gotten later. So last year with Black Ops 7, it was revealed in August, and then the beta started in October. So they don't have enough time to finish the game on time with the bugs and issues here and there in real time in October, and then released in November. So they don't have time to do this. So the content pipeline for Warzone is separate from everything else. They can get away with a lot of delays with Warzone, and they can do like a small map. Usually, Resurgence is small maps, domination style battle royale games. But the battle royale game Warzone has been delayed and be renamed as Blackout. We don't know much about what it is, but they say it's similar to Blackout. I have no faith in that.
And then it's April. The flowers are blooming, everybody's happy, we want to see the sun again, and then we're going to have snow on the map. So I just feel like they're just a little bit behind when it comes to these updates and staying current. And I have on my second half of my notes where I'm starting to think, and correct me if I'm wrong and let me know what you guys think in the comments, maybe it's not the developers. Maybe the developers are not the people we should have issues with. Maybe it is solely Activision. Now, I know Activision doesn't have a good rep or anything like that. It's not like this is something... This is not a groundbreaking statement by me that we should be a little upset with Activision. But I think sometimes for a lot of the case here, we get frustrated with the devs because they can't do this, or they won't do this, or they're doing this instead of that. And maybe it's because they have their hands tied behind their back by Activision. Or maybe it's just one hand tied behind the back. And for an example that I kind of thought about, if you didn't know this, it's been pretty much confirmed, pretty much leaked out there that Sledgehammer, who has made Modern Warfare 3, Vanguard, COD World War II, they wanted to make Advanced Warfare 2. They wanted to make that game. I don't know how it would have been received, but they wanted to make...
I would be okay with a Advanced Warfare 2, provided it's a genuine game. None of this DEI bullshit, all this identity politics stuff. Nah. Just bring us a good game, drop it. Because in my opinion, I liked Advanced Warfare. I liked it. Okay? Not a lot of people like it, but I do like it. Big fan. Okay? Well, not big fan, but I like the game, so that's my opinion.
Make that where Vanguard was. And I'm assuming they probably wanted to make that where Modern Warfare 3 was as well, but both times Activision said, no, here's the plan. You're going to make a World War II shooter because people want that, and you're going to make a Modern Warfare...
No. Tdawg, Tyler, he's a big World War II fan. I'm not. Most casuals, they're not. Okay? And I'll tell you why I know this. Okay? World War II, I'm talking about Call of Duty World War II. That game got received pretty well, but it did not sell as well as Modern Warfare. Black Ops Cold War sold pretty well, and it was fresh. It was a fresh idea on a well-established IP. It takes place in the events of the Iraq War with President Clinton slash Bush, that era. And we didn't get that identity politics. When I say identity politics in the game, I mean like today. Today there is a civil war in the identity politics area of uh, um, domestic politics. And I'm talking about United States politics. So, right now we have like Antifa versus the right. Today we have the protests against the right. And back in the 90s, we had like that kind of issue, but it was pockets of the United States. So in the 90s, for example, the Los Angeles riots was based on what we know today. We know it as Black Lives Matter. Okay? And they didn't put that into the game because it would fight against their own narratives. Okay? Most employees in Activision and Treyarch, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, those are leftists. Okay? So if they see like a leftist protest, they're gonna step backwards and say, "Hey, we have nothing to do with them," but they do. Okay. But what am I saying here? What I'm saying here, okay? For example, Black Ops 6 is pretty much a direct sequel to Black Ops Cold War. In the box art of Black Ops Cold War, there's a 5, the V, on the hat. And that's known as Black Ops 5. That's why the game is Black Ops 6 rather than a sub-genre. Sub-franchise, I mean. Okay? So, Black Ops 6 takes place in the events of President Clinton. Okay? To me, it's a prequel to Black Ops 5. Because in that storyline in Black Ops 6 takes place when President Clinton was about to become president. So you the player, you play as a photojournalist, and you go to President Clinton to blackmail him to give you access to him so you can get photos of his eyes. But if he doesn't, you're gonna release the photos to the press. That's the blackmail era. And at the same time, there was identity politics as much. Um, Let me put it this way: before Black Ops 6 was revealed, there was like marketing strategy. Okay, there was like a real magazine, a real a newspaper, and that newspaper has like propaganda for Black Ops 6. It's written as a news. It's genius. It's genius. It's genius. Whoever did that, fantastic. And then the second marketing strategy was the posters. They are like designed just like a propaganda poster. So you have a fist symbol, and it talks about communism, and it tells you this and that and the other. I forgot that whole thing, but it was genius. But it's playing into the civil war that is going on right now. And they didn't cover the idea of the identity politics because you can't do the no Russian thing again in today's era. No, you can't. They were looking for something controversial, and I feel like with Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 5, they were playing safe, and they didn't want to do the mass murder thing, the mass killing thing. They were trying to keep it down there a little bit and go a little mind bending over there, but it just comes off wrong. I'm talking about both games, by the way. Black Ops 5, Cold War, Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6, by the way, didn't make sense. Um, Unless you watch the whole thing. But what I mean is, you went from a realistic storyline first, and then it went off to the deep end. And then when you go to Black Ops 7, the game went all the way to the deep end, all the way over there. But whoever decided not to do the modern setting, the futuristic setting, like he said here, y'all stupid. I don't care if you reject my media credential or prevent my access to media. It's like this. I'm gonna get to that on the next video, but what I'm saying here is Call of Duty has the. Here's what blows my mind, okay? You have a lot of stories between the end of World War II all the way to 2000s and all the way to 2020, as a storyline. And oh my god, I have to do it again. Alright, so what blows my mind, sorry for that interruption. That's the one thing that I hate about the YouTube app, and it interrupts my thinking flow here. Maybe I should go back to using my computer for this kind of reaction. I'm trying to use a story here, YouTube. Anyway, so what blows my mind is Activision has all of these stories from World War II, and I'm talking about at the end of World War II, because the story of war did not end in World War II ending. No. You had the Iraq War, President Clinton. You have the Afghanistan War, President Bush / the weapon of mass destruction thing. And then you have the guerrilla warfare thing, and then it resets. And then now you have a economic downturn, and then you go to identity politics, little by little, and it came to a head in 2020, and then from there it went worse. A lot of politicians are calling for death of politicians now. So you have a lot of stories now. Here's what gets me, okay? Here's what gets me. When I saw Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, I should say. So that game ends, right? But me, a gamer, was looking for more stories in Iraq, because the war was not over at that point of time. Okay? At that point of time, man, there is a lot of stories from here. For example, Operation Osama bin Laden. What's that? Operation Operation PMC. Where's that? Operation Maduro. Where? Operation Cartel versus the police state in Mexico. Where's that? Operation let's go to China. Even if it is fake. Okay? What about London? They just had like a terrorist attack over there. Oh, a bombing. They did it in Modern Warfare 3. Where is all these stories? Dude, where? You have all these stories, bro. You don't need to do Black Ops 7. Go back to what... Oh my god, dude.
A good rep or anything like that. It's not like this is something... This is not a groundbreaking statement by me that we should be a little upset with Activision. But I think sometimes for a lot of the case here, we get frustrated with the devs because they can't do this, or they won't do this, or they're doing this instead of that. And maybe it's because they have their hands tied behind their back by Activision. Or maybe it's just one hand tied behind their back.
You have tons of stories, but you're not using
them. If you didn't know this, it's been pretty much confirmed, pretty much leaked out there that Sledgehammer, who has made Modern Warfare 3, Vanguard,
we talked about this, so
World War II,
let's just keep going.
They wanted to make Advanced Warfare 2. They wanted to make that game. I don't know how it would have been received, but they wanted to make that where Vanguard was. And I'm assuming they probably wanted to make that where Modern Warfare 3 was as well, but both times Activision said, no, here's the plan. You're going to make a World War II shooter because people want that.
That's a bad idea.
You're going to make a Modern Warfare 3 game because people like modern games. And it seems like Activision won't let these people cook, and they're just continuing to make the same games over and over again.
What he just said.
When we talk about Call of Duty fatigue, it's because
you have all these stories, bro.
Warfare rotated over and over again. I've said it in other videos recently. We're on Black Ops 7, and if the next Call of Duty is Modern Warfare, it's going to be Modern Warfare 7. We don't need to be in Modern Warfare 7 and Black Ops 7. We don't. So it almost feels like Activision.
Look. Tdawg. Tyler, brother. Okay? It's not the name Modern Warfare that is the problem. The problem is Activision doesn't know how to use new stories within the Modern Warfare era. Okay? I would have taken a story in Modern Warfare 4 from Mexico, like originally intended. If you saw the leaks, you would have known it wasn't even a leak. They released like a teaser trailer that showed the beginnings of going into Mexico. And then you have all these incursions in Venezuela. We're bombing their fishing boats in real time. Yes, we are. So where? And then you have international arguments over Israel. They just did paragliders into Israel and from Palestine and all these splinter groups. I mean, where is all these stories, bro? I would have taken that kind of storyline. Where's the incursions into the tunnels in the Israel tunnels against Palestine or Gaza or I don't know, Iran or something. It feels like I'm losing my mind with these stories, bro. Where are they?
Needs to, I guess, let go of the grip of we're gonna make this game, and I think you gotta let these developers cook a lot more, because it obviously shows when these developers go away and go to other games.
Yeah,
they are doing a phenomenal job.
They're making a fool of you.
Fortnite has no restrictions on Timmons.
Yeah,
this guy came from
I'm not afraid to say that. Tyler is right. Once they go away to another developer, they make a fool of you when they make creative decisions over there.
And I mean, even, I know Arc Raiders doesn't have anybody from COD, I don't think, but even then, you can tell that these developers are they're just trying stuff. And that's when I think that's when opportunity and greatness happens, when you're allowing these people to just do stuff. I mean, even with Mark Rubin, who made the Golden Age of CODs, you know, he made X Defiant with a separate group of people. And you might have your opinions on X Defiant as a game, but there's no like, I feel like, to me, argument that the game itself wasn't good. They just launched it terribly. They didn't give us content, and
No. Tyler, you can't blame that developer. No. It's the same thing from Activision to other developers. It's the same thing. Ubisoft told these developers, do this, do that, do this, do this, do that. And it shows. It shows that when they close down the game, it shows when they release that final release date. I mean, that final patch. That final one. They released all these updates and they said, this is what we could have done. This is what we could have done under Ubisoft. But Ubisoft told us, do this, do that, do this, do that. Mark Rubin needs to go to another publisher, bro. And NetEase is not one of them. I'm talking to you, Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield. Talking to you too, by the way.
They released it in Modern Warfare 3 when Call of Duty fixed all their problems. If they would have released it during MW2, you better believe it would have made a dent, just like Arc Raiders is making a dent into Call of Duty this year. So, to summarize, I feel like Activision needs to get over themselves a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let these developers
I agree with this.
some wacky ideas, because there is creative people in these development teams. There's no secret around it, because when they leave, it feels like they become better. And so, how many Call of Duties I'm thinking about this today, is how many Call of Duties have been canned or like adjusted because they won't let them kind of do what they want to do, or just
this stage right here.
I guess I said it already, but like just completely.
That stage right there just reminds me of the canceled Vietnam game. Where is that game? Where Activision? Where? Are you scared of innovation? Then that's why Call of Duty is dying. Okay, that's your fault. I don't care about the access to press anymore. Call of Duty is not even that hot anymore.
Scrapped. Like, I know of some that have been cut before, and they didn't even let them get to the development stage. So I know that they've been pitched stuff. At this point, if it is Modern Warfare 7, after that, we have got to wipe the slate clean. We have got to just cut everything, get rid of those names. It's time. It's time to start fresh. It's time to have a brand new idea. And you know what? It really can't get worse than this, in my opinion. We've hit I feel like we've hit a low of low. That I feel like there's only one way to go up. Maybe I'm wrong, but a new idea. Maybe taking a year off and giving us a remaster in between might be the play that you will see to get called.
They're not going to do it. Okay? They're not going to do it. And they are pigeonholed into the Modern Warfare / Black Ops name because they know those games sell, but these people are showing you that it's not selling anymore because you guys are not being creative enough. You have so much content on your fingertips, bro. Right now, we're having this Civil War problem right now. He's not wrong on the other video where he said, create a Call of Duty Civil War today, yeah, it would have worked. The only thing that you can't do, and that's thanks to YouTube, the only thing that you can't do is the torture thing. That's it. Everything else, you can do whatever you want. And the mass murder thing, the mass killing thing, the no Russian thing. You can't do that anymore. So anyway, yeah.
Duty where it's at. So, I feel like for me lately, guys, I've just been enjoying talking. I've been enjoying talking to you guys. Dude, the amount of comments we've been getting in these videos, they're in like the thousands. Because I think a lot of you guys, despite not liking Call of Duty right now, you do love the franchise like I do, and you want to see it get back to what it was. Especially when, it used to just be great. Everybody seeing everybody online.
I love Call of Duty, but it's like this. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2022. That is the worst Modern Warfare game I've ever played. Who thought it was a great idea to make that a slow game? Who? Fire that dude. Fire everybody in Infinity Ward, bro. That was a bad idea. And the SBMM thing, y'all need to be fired on that too. Yeah. I don't care if I get access or not. I don't care.
And playing COD and so these opinion videos, these rants, whatever, these yap sessions, they're going to continue. The positive feedback that I've gotten from you guys has been amazing. And so my thought to you, or I guess my wrap up question to you is, do you think I'm cooking here? Do you think it's the developers not having the creative flow? Do you think it's Activision holding them back?
Yes.
Where do you see Call of Duty kind of going to
Yes.
kind of get that spike back of, wow, we love Call of Duty again? So anyway, appreciate you guys so much. I'm actually working on a little bit of a green screen.
So, closing thoughts. You, Activision, your question is, how can I make more money out of Call of Duty? My question is, how are you going to sell more copies of the game to make more money off the player base? Okay? My suggestion? Cut SBMM. You don't need it. Battle Pass is fine. Just drop the price a little bit. And then do like weapon sales. Drop the price a little bit. Make it reasonable. And I think you guys got the wrong idea and impression of everything. Okay? That'll be all for this video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Talk about Colin Sex 360. Stay awesome. I'll see you guys later.